Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube, Pastor Dowell. Listen, patron. Seeds. Conversations, private conversations, seeds are being planted. You have to determine, is it good seed or bad seed? Let me give an example. So yesterday, I'm very good and very well versed at preaching the kingdom of Yah and its expectations for us. So then you'll get someone that may come behind you and say, well, you don't have to live on community to be in the kingdom. And I think a lot of people flatter themselves with that, because a lot of you out there that are in the ministry that have no desire to be on community, we don't want you on community because we're looking for unity. And that's what common unity. That's what it is. And but when you look at Yah's program and you look the way that he teaches us in his word, see, I can find all kind of book for the way that we're living, but they can't find no book for the way that they choose to live. Are you follow me? Now, you choose to want to go out there and give all your money and resources and still not have nothing to show for it to the Gentiles. That's totally on you. That's totally on you. But I know the will of Yah, and we're doing the will of Yah, and Yah is blessing. Even without a lot of people's support, he still is blessing. And we thank the Father for that. But many of you have got to be very careful of these side conversations that preaches, teaches, so-called has any kind of prophecy that is different than what you're hearing from the pastors in this particular ministry. We are hastening towards getting the people set apart and sanctified to live a certain way so we all can make it to the kingdom. And you know just as well as I do, those of us who have never lived on community and those of us who live on community, we know the stark differences. There's a major difference when you live on community as opposed to not living on community. Now, I started this video by talking about seeds. And whenever seeds are being planted, all right, they're going to grow up. Some may grow up into bumper crops and yield, and some may grow up with weeds. I tell you right now, one of the major seeds is being planted, and the Most High told us in His Word is this: you be careful what you put in front of your ears. See, a lot of people are spiritually arrogant in thinking that they are spiritual enough and strong enough to just listen to anything. And once you get bitten by the viper, and once you put the wrong information inside of your spirit and in your heart, it's kind of like COVID. You may be having the symptoms and stuff, and you may not be manifesting certain things about COVID and stuff, but you got it. And I can tell you one thing, some people have arrogantly went out here and listened to things that they ought not, and it has affected them. They're kind of like the viper. When a viper comes in, it bites you, and then it inserts its poison into you. And mind you, the viper, he slithers off because that he is poison. And then it starts affecting you spiritually, and you no longer have that joy of the Most High Yah. You can't even receive the engrafted word of Yah, which is able to save your soul. You have to really, truly be careful who you fellowship with and who you listen to. If y'all hear anybody speaking anything contrary to what the ministry is putting out, it's your choice to listen to it. I wouldn't advise you listen to them, because the one thing that spirit is hoping that they will spit something in your ear, and rather than you going to leadership and telling them exactly what is being said on the streets or behind the scenes, they were hoping that you will go and preach it and teach it and say it to somebody else and get them bit and get them infected. Y'all don't need that, man. Y'all need to keep yourselves in the love of Yah and pay attention to those who are producing. There are a lot of people that are speaking certain things, but they're not being a benefit to the kingdom. And you've got to guard your heart. You really, really, truly are. Because in this ministry, boy, in case y'all hadn't noticed it, ever since, the Rufus virus that has been here, and boy, you ought to see them. Ooh, man, it's happening just like I said. It's happening. You watch it see. You're going to watch the downfall of many. You're going to watch many be offended, and they're going to grow away. They're going to go away offended, and they're going to continue to keep doing whatever they can to offend us. All I can tell you is you better guard your heart. You better guard your heart and keep yourself in the love of Yah. It's pretty bad when you can come to a ministry in a place at one time you used to enjoy so much. Now you just do it out of constraint. You do it out of constraint, and there's no more joy in it at all. It don't affect us because we're still got our hand to the grindstone and to the plow, and we're still moving forward. I would say, man, y'all really truly need to be careful. And some people that you know that is speaking contrary to what we're actually leading the people into, you need to probably just cut them off. Don't be ill will towards them and stuff. Just hide by. That's all right, bro. We don't need no conversation. We're good. We're good. You're going to have to take that kind of posture, because if you assume that everybody is a brother or sister and therefore your greater good, then you've assumed wrong. You've assumed extremely wrong. Because in case you hadn't seen it, when I put that last video up, you seen a lot of people in that last video that we did over a year ago. We invited the brothers up to give their experience and testimonies. You see a lot of those people that were sitting in that audience that they were doing pretty good spiritually at that time. But what did they do? They went and soaked and immersed themselves in somebody else's offense and negativity, trumped up charges. And like I said, it's crazy when someone is accusing you of something, throwing rocks at you, and then they turn around and play the victim. That's called narcissism. That's what that is. But everything, in case you didn't realize it, is panning out. Everything is working out just fine. Everything, whatever the enemy sought to try to accomplish, he is not accomplishing, and is not prospering. Our prayers is being answered, and we're definitely going on in the newness of life. I can't keep you encouraged. It's up to you to keep yourself encouraged. But I can tell you one thing, Israel, man, the Satan is playing hardball, and you're watching a lot of people change their behavior. You're watching a lot of people change their attitude towards others. You're watching all this. Myself, Pastor Mir, and Pastor Corey was on the phone speaking about this in great detail this morning. And so we're brainstorming, but we can't live it for you. You're going to have to figure out, when you're talking with brothers or sisters who are there to help uplift your spirit, to encourage you in the kingdom in the spirit, and those who seem like they're somewhat, but they're dragging you down. They're inserting poison inside of you. So get inoculated with this word, and stick with this word, and stick with those who you know that they're consistent in their walk and in their way. And I'm telling you, that's the only thing I can do is just encourage you to do that, because it's obvious that many of you are giving ear to dissenting voices behind the scenes. That's just Satan, man. He's always going to be doing that. But that doesn't mean that you have to be an open door for them to just come in and dump anything they want to in your spirit. Guard your heart with all diligence. Save yourself from this untoward generation. And we'll see y'all soon.